What up, everybody? I want to say thank you for listening to this brand new episode of the No Rhyme or Reason podcast. We appreciate every single one of you for tuning in to our show. But there's a small problem. We need you to subscribe on your device, whatever it may be, whether you're checking us out on YouTube, whether you're checking us out on Facebook, no matter where you hear this, subscribe or follow the podcast so you can be alerted as to when we create a new episode for you. We've even added a link down in the description for you where you can just by one click subscribe on your favorite podcast app. Just in case you miss it, you got something going on, you're busy, we ask you to subscribe to the No Rhyme or Reason podcast. Enjoy the show. Yo, you are now tuned in to the No Rhyme or Reason podcast, presented to you by On The Map Music Group, featuring Icarus Gray, and I'm your homeboy WordPlay T.JAY. We deliver to you a dope conversation where we talk about everything for no reason at all. Tune in every Monday to join in on the conversation. And without any further delay, this is the No Rhyme or Reason podcast.
And we're live. It's funny that I have to do that this week. But anyway, it's your boy, Icarus Gray, and this is the No Rhyme or Reason podcast where we talk about everything for no reason at all. And, T.J. just moved into a new apartment, so I got a guest. And, I don't really know how to introduce this guest. This guest grates on my soul. Yay! In such a way that I didn't know there was a limbo, but now I know.
Fireworks.
Anyway, that guest is my wife. What do you want to be called on this podcast? Do you want your name?
You can call me Tjay, Prima Diva, whatever you like.
I'm not asking for what I would like. I'm asking you.
It's your girl Tjay, a.k.a. Prima Diva. How you doing,
This is the
guys?
other thing that you learn when you're married. Women can't make a decision about anything.
You know what? This is not how we're going to start this podcast.
Nothing at all.
This is not how we're going to do it. I can decide that. I can make that decision.
Okay.
All right.
Bonus
hey
points
guys,
for you there.
How's it going?
So since T.J. was gone, I figured we could try and do an episode together. We've been trying to do one for a while. It's just you, again, grate my soul like Parmesan cheese over pizza, which is normally delicious.
Metaphor.
But
see, I can compliment him. He just can't compliment me.
No, I can compliment you. You are amazingly annoying when you want to be. See how easy that was? See how easy that was? It was just it rolled right off the tongue.
Yeah, I bet.
But anyway, the point being is we've been trying to do this for a while and figured that this will be the good time since T.J., like I said, is in a transitional phase right now. Like trying to get everything set up and all that. And don't take that as like this new age transitional phase where that means
you're
like
dying?
No. That doesn't mean they're dying. That normally means they're going from Bruce to Caitlyn, and he's not. So
I forgot all about that as an option. That's true. That's not what's happening.
No, that's not at all what's happening. But anyway,
so
what's going to be different about this episode is we are self-proclaimed. I guess they call them blurreds now. I guess that's the
blazes is that
black nerd blurred.
Oh. That's cute.
Black nerd. Blurred.
I think I have to turn in my blurred card because I didn't even know what the heck that was.
I don't know that you ever had a blurred card because honestly, I feel like all of your cards are borrowed from past people before me.
Oh wow! So we're gonna go there.
I didn't go anywhere. They don't know what these past people could be or could be.
You know what? I will not deny. I have accumulated certain knowledge from various others. I've been very blessed to happen across certain sages and go through certain trials and tribulations.
I'm just going to ignore all that.
To traverse the land.
I'm going to trample all over whatever it is you're trying to talk about right now.
To traverse various
we're not doing that. Anyway.
And from that I have come away with the golden lance of knowledge.
What? Your metaphors are terrible. Point being, I get to.
What I'm talking about. You
What am I giving you props for?
I'm just saying.
On that.
That I weaved that together.
You weaved the most. Okay, listen, I'm going to introduce y'all to a phrase my wife tells me all the time. That whole sentence structure that she just did
you started this podcast
is what you call molasses
bullshit.
bullshit.
That's you.
No, hold on. Let
them
them get with honey molasses with the whole sentence. So when you guys listen back, you'll see that whole structure of how she was like Shakespearean in her tone is how you know how to sniff out honey molasses bullshit.
And this is
so the next time
he knows it so well because he speaks it every day. This is what you guys don't know. And I mean, if you go back and listen to some of the podcasts, you'll find it. You'll find it. It just sounds so good that it's so convincing. You don't even realize that he's just feeding you just tropes and tropes of sweetened bullshit. Like, you don't even know.
As it is apparently obvious, I have not learned how to just say yes, dear on everything. So that is a definite the yes. You are a yes, dear captain.
No.
You just try it, and I quit.
Me so much. I don't know how many of you guys out there are like this. I hate yes, dear. If you're going to tell me yes, it better be because you want to say yes. It better not be because you're like, you know
what I'm saying? This is how you get to yes, dear. Because see how delusional they are. Like,
whoa. Let's not make this a day situation.
This is definitely a day situation.
Let's not do this.
This
I
is
am
a day
not
situation.
here.
Because not only we're speaking for us, our marriage, but you are definitely being a cliche right now.
How? You know what? Changing the subject, because I'm not going down this road.
What road?
Is a path leading directly to destruction and dissension. I don't want it. I don't want it. And don't act like you ain't appreciate that alliteration there. You did. Moving on.
I didn't even hear your alliteration. It
would
have required me to. It would have required me to have been paying full attention.
See,
which
now
is also
that's a representation.
Which is also another. You have to learn when to tune in and when to tune out. Wow. Keys to a great marriage, number one.
No.
For you guys out there.
No.
You tune out and then you kind of tune back. You tune out at the end of sentences. You tune in at the beginning, unless the end of the sentence happens to be.
Get your idea. You don't know what.
No, you do not tune out at the beginning. No.
The first few words of the very beginning, and then at the end you come back because then you got to know when to respond. It works every time for me. You never notice when I'm doing it, unless I let you.
Okay.
Unless I let you.
See, that's the other thing. Like, okay, now I get it. Y'all are the masterminds behind.
See,
you would be able to. You would be able to, because most women can cheat in front of a guy and they never know. You know, so like it's masterminds. Y'all do all these things in broad day.
Why are we talking about things that don't even have anything to do with us right now?
No, well, the point I'm getting to is that you guys do all of these things and are so just 007 about it in terms of how you go about maneuvering through the minutiae of conversation, so on and so forth. Because she is actually convinced that I just didn't notice.
No, it's not that.
You know, it's almost like
I don't care enough to put in the needed effort to really make it believable. It's true. That's what makes me a great actress, dude. I am so realistic. It's ridiculous. For those of you who do not know, I am an actress, and I've been told I'm pretty darn good, and not by my family either. Not just my mom. I'm just saying, like, people tell me things.
Were they in school with you?
No, not necessarily. Some of them were.
I see that. You see, listen. Let me also. That was the other indicator of honey molasses bullshit. Is not necessarily. It's like there was
because it doesn't. No.
It was a clear indicator of the honey molasses. You can hear it dripping.
All in my classes, they were not.
Somewhere in the woods, a tree is sprouting its sweet molasses.
Oh my God!
At the sound of another tree.
It's okay that you don't want to believe me.
Smelling
Joe's Icarus is a witness. He's a witness. He's seen me act plenty of times. Okay. Point is, I'm realistic as all get out.
I've seen her stand on stage.
I was just standing there.
You were just there.
I was just standing.
Listen, let me tell y'all. Let me tell y'all why.
Shows you just standing. Okay,
let me tell y'all why. No. Let me tell y'all why she just stands on stage. And why I got this beef with my wife.
Oh my God.
So the beef started in high school. The beef started because, you know, I'm pretty good at things. I'm not like the most amazing at acting, but I'm pretty. I would say I got some chops. That's all I'm gonna say. And I would say now, if it comes to poetry, I would say I'm not even gonna say I'm a beast. I would just say I'm particularly good at it. I have some
inflection of the voice there. Good.
I have some qualms and or some qualities and other cue words that probably don't need to be used here. Point being, so I've told this story before, but it's better that I can address this now in front of my arch nemesis, whom I decided to marry.
Whoa.
I was pretty good, man, but like I'm not I don't jump out on a whole lot of things. I just kind of,
Like I'm an attention grabber or something.
No, would you? No.
I'm a ball hog up here?
This is also
What are you
another thing
doing
that
right
is
now?
properly recorded. I'm not even finished with my point, and she thinks she knows it. No. Anyway, so point of the story is, so we go to this. It was my first tournament doing poetry. You know, we used to have these drama tournaments and stuff. She was not able to be there. She was at
another tournament. I think we had split, or I was maybe doing something with the band.
Who knows? Anyway, so she wasn't there. And long story short, I got a first place trophy. You know, kicking butt.
Because he's great.
And I was amazed at myself. I was like, oh wow, I should have been doing this the whole time. Who knew that there were not just only girls who could do poetry in our drama team at the time? Because they were the queens of getting trophies. So fast forward to now, we're at the finals, and which all you have to do is break around. That's all you have to do to qualify, which in retrospect is like not too difficult.
Champions?
Yeah, all you have to do is break one round. You just had to break one round. Didn't matter where. You could take that to finals. You didn't have to like win. So we go to finals, man, and I'm flying high, guys. I'm feeling good. I was like, this is my time. Like, you know, like I will finally get to slay the king. You know, it was like King Joffrey is going down today.
Yes.
That kind of satisfying stuff, right? So of course the finals is nothing but everyone from our high school. Me and three ladies. I'm the only guy. I'm outnumbered here. I'm just gonna get murdered.
No,
is the thought.
No.
So I'm thinking, all right, I can get in here, and you know, I should be able to, like, I can place. Like, I feel like the poems I picked is dope. I like got the emotion. I had everything down. Why? Because I was pulling from real life. I used all Langston Hughes poetry, and all these poems that I picked were about relationships, and it was in a specific order, and like I kind of orchestrated it like a song. So I do these things, guys, and I think I'm killing it. And of course, in a room full of four, the one guy took the biggest L. It was just the weirdest thing.
There were three other.
Yes, there were three. You were
four other women in there.
No, there were three.
There were four. Baby Finney.
She was not in that room.
She was in that room.
Well, I definitely didn't take L. Her.
She got fourth place.
Oh, son of a gun! I took the biggest L in life. I don't remember it that way. She was not in that room.
If you look at the picture.
What picture?
The picture on Facebook. There's a picture.
Huh. I was that jaded. I did not look. That's some deep hurt I got going on there. Cause see, I'm a recluse. I'm a nomad of pain. Like it's if something hurts, I just walk away from it. I walk away from it. Like it no longer exists to me. Like it didn't happen.
It never. You didn't see it.
But like it was crazy. And then it's like, so I go back and you know they give us all the judges' scores and stuff like that after, and it was like the most. How did I not get anything? Like nothing. Like y'all ain't got a mumbling word on these grade sheets, and I'm taking an L. But yeah, that's where my beef comes from, and why she's just on stage from here on out.
Wow.
Because like the greatest thing about her acting, and all jokes aside, that's hard for me to watch is I know where she pulls energy from in certain scenes, so on and so forth, and it's always difficult for me as a person who lives in his imagination to kind of separate these things. So it's difficult, to watch like this heart-wrenching scene about a lady who's been trying to save money all her life and then gets all that taken away and
shout out
ends
to
up,
that was a good show.
A lot of different heart-wrenching scenes are very difficult to watch your significant other who on an intimate level and a very deep level, like where you pull from. Because that's the thing about acting that's the skillful actors are able to do, which is why a Daniel Day-Lewis and so on. Oh, you got to be kidding me. She's just in the picture.
No, see, there's a trophy in her hand.
No, it's not. But anyway, no, it's no trophy in her hand. But like Daniel Day-Lewis or Meryl Streep or
I love Meryl Streep.
or anybody of that nature, when they go into these roles and they're pulling from a personal place. Like you don't think that a psycho in a murderer movie is an actual murderer, but the intensity of where they're pulling these things from. So it's just very difficult to watch her sometimes because she is that good. So all jokes aside, yes, she is good.
So to bring it back to the original point, if I wanted to put in the effort to fool him, I could do it. I just don't care to. I don't have time for that foolishness.
Wait,
I don't have time.
Listen,
I don't have time. I don't
now
have the patience.
Now she's down.
And I don't.
Listen,
No.
Hold on.
Let me clarify. No. Let me. I'm not gonna lie and say that Joe is not Icarus is ridiculously observant. Okay, the man is I don't understand. He studies his
Hold on 1
subjects.
second. Oh. I hear the trees promoting Molasses,
Oh
but go ahead.
Oh my God, shut up.
Go ahead.
I'm trying to give you a compliment here,
okay,
sir.
all right.
Anyway, he studies his subjects with such intensity. Whatever the object of his affection or his attention is at that moment, he is all in it to win it. Hence the reason we got married. He's a very dedicated, very observant, very studious young man. It's true. But... And rather, I won't say but, and
I'm allowing you to readjust, continue with your story.
Anyways,
they can't.
I'm just saying, dude, you were ridiculous. Anyways,
that pause was ridiculous for no reason.
You were ridiculous. Anyways, and I will not deny that there have been a few instances recently where I've tried to pull something over on him, but I put too much on it, so he just figured it out. It's true. Don't side on me. It's the truth. But the truth of the matter, if I really planned and if I really committed, I can get this dude, y'all. Okay. I can get. I'm willing to put money behind it.
Okay. Now let me explain, y'all. I'm just gonna. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give her the playbook. Here's the playbook on why that is Honey Molasses.
All right,
and by now, all of you should be using this phrase. And it's probably I'm gonna find either I'm gonna put some loving picture of us as the picture for this episode, or I'm gonna put up Honey Molasses coming off a tree.
Oh, come on, man.
Like Ain't Your Mama or something.
Don't mess up Jill Scott's song. It's a good song.
Get out of here. Leave Shea Butter Twitter off of this podcast right now. I don't like Shea Butter Kane or Shea Butter Diva.
What
I don't like
her. Talking about?
When you get in when I was listening to Jill Scott.
That's
with the hair on my feet growing out. When I had decided to just let it grow and just live in the earth. The earth and the womb, man.
Okay.
Don't turn into Shea Butter.
If you want me to spit some poetry, I'll just.
I don't.
But that's
no,
not
it's
what
not
I'm
what I'm talking
here
about. What I'm telling
that's
you
not
is,
what I'm here for.
let me explain something to you. She's a Swiss Army knife of very useful personalities.
Wow. What? Wow.
What?
That's a quotable, guys. I want you to that's a quotable. Very useful personalities.
Yes, they're all
interesting. Very
it's not schizophrenia.
I don't know whether that's a compliment or an insult. Useful.
Well, if I had said useless personalities, it would have been an insult.
No, either way it goes,
that
would have been pretty insulting.
So here's the different shades of my wife. There's director wife.
Oh God.
There's I love Corinne Bailey Rae and all things Shea Butter wife.
What?
There's the nerd wife.
What are these descriptions?
They know.
What? They know. Yeah, I'm sure they do at this point.
There's Xbox Call of Duty yell at the screen like a 13-year-old wife.
I'm tired of you comparing me to a 13-year-old just because I cuss these people out on the screen. They deserve
at
to
least
be
I didn't
cussed
do my usual example.
when they're doing these things that are these
y'all the other
cheating
person, so she's
mechanisms.
So she's sitting there and she'll be playing or whatever.
Oh, come on. No one asked you for this. Moving on.
Oh, damn! Come on! Oh, bitch! Oh,
That's not what it sounds like. That's not what it sounds like.
Bring Netflix
and
back.
you sound exactly the same way, sir, when you play
because
Call
of
of
you.
Duty. Now,
I've been influenced by my wife.
Don't blame me. You play.
Y'all know. Okay.
First of all, he plays more than me now. Alone. Alone.
Yeah,
not with me. And on Xbox.
It's gotten pretty bad.
Xbox.
Which makes me sick to my stomach. But it was also my way of realizing two things that I realized when I started playing this.
Here we go.
One, that, oh my God, I can get some extra time with my wife if I come in here and I play this game.
Molasses and malarkey, because if that's really what it was about, then you would only play when I was with you. What's the second reason?
Well,
the
second reason was because okay, so the running theme of this episode is I hate losing, and I especially hate losing my wife. And my wife beat me. We were playing because she was trying to get me used to the game, and we go to you can just run the maps and set it up with bots and stuff. And so we set it up, and I'm like, all right. Okay, I know she plays this. And she doesn't really play it a whole lot, which is another one of those things that upsets me, because it's like, we bought the special edition, not the regular edition, but edition that came with a bust of like some arming men and some patches and some other stuff. Now, what we didn't know, you stop it. You stop it while I'm telling the story.
I was feeling excited.
Another thing that came, we realized it didn't come with the season pass, which if you're a gamer, you should know how annoying that would be if you've paid a certain exorbitant amount of money for a game, and you end up not being able to get all of the extra free stuff at a somewhat discounted price.
What should be free?
So, like, she gets interested in something, and I hop on it, I go get it. Hence the reason she even has an Xbox One to begin with.
She loves to brag about, guys. I cannot live that down. I promise the next time I buy an Xbox, it's gonna be me. And it's not. It's gonna be me.
I know y'all said, but it's not, because we are one. Therefore, nothing you can do will be separate.
Let me tell y'all how he uses this "we are one"
situation.
No. Out of nowhere, whenever it's convenient for him. We're not gonna go into that. It's okay. Finish your point, darling.
Anyway, the point being, so that's another of her little personalities.
Whatever.
And so I realized, like, okay, I don't like losing, and then we just started playing together, and then after that, I was just like, well, I don't currently have anything that's pressing to play on my PlayStation.
Not yet.
Because, good God, man, when you get married, you realize, like, there's, at least for us now, and trying to get things settled, there's not as much time to kind of do the stuff that we want to do. There's time, but like, so if I get a new game, I have to then decide, all right, am I going to play this game for about an hour, 2 hours, or am I going to, cook for the wife and spend time? Like, can I forfeit food? Like, when you're not engaged and involved in all this other stuff, you can say, hey, I'm not going to eat right now. I'll eat tomorrow. But when you got somebody else.
Eat tomorrow at 12. At 12 noon, you'll say, I'll eat tomorrow.
No. Normally, I mean, like, tomorrow will be like 2-3 o'clock in the morning when I can, like, when I would saunter, when I would, like, catch myself to drift in my mother's kitchen eating whatever I could pretty much find at the time.
And then you mess up and start living with and for someone else. And then you have to start thinking, hey, I want to be alive a little while longer. Maybe I should, cut back on certain things. You see, let me tell y'all something. He's like, you should see the look on Icarus's face right now. He's like, I'm the bane of my existence, this health crap.
Moving on to greener pastures. But yeah, that's just some of the stuff that we kind of do. But I also want to kind of talk about a couple of things that I find fun that we like doing together. So I have a true and honest anime obsession, which you guys have heard about. She has a lukewarm
lies. It's not lukewarm.
Or she's didn't
know that I was into anime.
She's
until later.
maybe a green belt or something like that. Like, she's not a black belt yet.
What level is a green belt? Do you even know where that falls on the level of belts?
I know it's higher than yellow, and I know it's higher than brown.
Well, thank you for that, darling. I appreciate it.
That's about all I know. I'm sorry. I'm like, it was a terrible analysis. Like, but I'm trying. Like, there's not many things where I can like. She's not. She's for Call of Duty players, I guess you're level 30. Like you're still like 25 away from prestige.
Okay.
From your first prestige.
Oh wow. From my first.
From your first prestige.
All right, I'll take that.
Like you got some classes that are prestige as hell. If it were K-drama only, woo.
Oh, don't be like that.
Super prestige.
Don't be like that. Don't do my K-drama. Okay?
I'm not doing your K-drama.
And plus, I'm new to that
I'm not
too.
doing your K-drama.
I didn't know K-drama was the business like that.
But anyway, the point being, so she's the point being, this was a transition to talk about anime and talk about stuff that we like, and it's as always, she tries to steal the conversation and drift it her way.
What?
What? Okay,
you brought up the K-drama jerk.
Here we go.
Oh wow.
See.
You are a terrible person. Anyway.
All right.
Anime.
So point being, so we have a love of it, but there's not too many crossing. Well, there are a lot of crossing patterns that we have, and I kind of wanted to talk about some of those, and maybe like just kind of give you guys maybe some recommendations of stuff that you could watch that would be cool to watch, like as a couple, or just cool to watch in general. One that I think would be cool to watch as a couple is, I can't think of the name of it, but it's about like this couple. The guy's a bartender and his wife.
Love is like a cocktail. Love is a cocktail.
Love is a cocktail. That's what it is. Love is a cocktail. And
it's so cute.
It's just short. It's cute. It's cool to kind of like watch with your significant other. It's not like overly full of action, and there's no action in it at all.
There's really no, it's no action.
But it's just funny, and at the end of it, you get little drink recipes that you could probably make. You can make a little cocktail for you and your wife or something like that if you wanted to do something different that isn't just Hennessy and Coke.
Which is good. It's stable, but you want to switch it up a little bit every now and again.
If you want it to be a little more elegant and not just
classy, step it up.
from S-Dub or the South Side.
South Side,
those areas. Shout out to South Side. Anyway,
straight up.
But it's a really cool one. Like I said, because it just gives you this opportunity to kind of watch something that's kind of like, it's funny, it's quick, it's cute. And majority of the time, like it's not cute in that way that would make guys feel uncomfortable.
No.
It's cute in that way that it's just like, there's just the right amount of cute, subtle fan service, which is the thing that's kind of like difficult in anime is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Like that's the thing that might be difficult to kind of watch with your significant other. Like dealing is fan service.
Yeah, it could get a little
like, because if you have somebody who's a prude about things, I'm just gonna just say it because that's normally what it is.
It's true.
Then if they can't understand the difference between, this is like if Shamar Moore comes out of the shower oiled up or something, or whatever the case may be.
I will admit that seeing someone like Gray in Fairy Tale come out shirtless, although that is, and he's constantly like naked, although that is technically fan servicing, I'm pretty certain it's not as gratifying for girls as it may be seeing someone like Lucy in the tub.
Not in that aspect, but I'm saying like, but it's more of a,
still nice.
But there's not a lot of
there's none of that
women
really
that I've experienced that get that kind of like gratification from that because you're more into the real, like somebody that Channing Tatum or whoever, or Tay Diggs or Idris Elba, like whoever your flavor is, insert him. Pause. Think of him now. Don't. Well, I don't know if you got a shot, shoot shot, insert him now. Whatever you're gonna do.
More power to you.
But this doesn't have that, so you don't have to worry about that.
No, it's a very simple, very I'd say PG kind of fan servicing with the hair coming down and the the cheeks. She's got
red.
She's obviously got a rack, but there's no.
That is don't do that.
Don't do what?
Don't show your white side.
It's not a white side.
She has her last name is White. She has a last name.
No, that's not my last name because he doesn't even
gray
want it
now.
to be my last name.
But I mean, it used to be.
It's your okay, guys. But anyway, we're not
what kind of marriage is this? I ain't never seen you act like this. This is beyond me.
Back to the topic, but it's
Anyway.
very cute. It's very short, as he was saying, and it doesn't make you feel uncomfortably like mushy. It's
no. It's just
very
really simple, and also
the
it
guy's
gives you
almost
a.
like a hero to me. Like he's so because he's always like he's very much sweeping in and kind of saving the day. For
Now
her.
he's
When
kind
she's
of a
stressed, when
he's
she's
a
annoyed, he's a good husband. He's a
initially
good
you
guy.
would probably think that he's like a stay-at-home husband. And
Which I thought he was. I'm not gonna lie.
I
Initially,
didn't
I
like,
did.
and you would initially think that until you get to the end of it. But
Yeah.
but that's a really cool one to kind of watch and check out. The other one that I have for you guys is
Sundari's children.
Why?
Is that what it
I
is?
don't need you to try and say them. You are
can't
terrible.
Say it. Okay,
I know.
I'm sorry.
Like I didn't need you to butcher this.
Well, say it.
I was about to.
Go for it.
Anyway.
Shish.
That children.
You can't say it.
What? What are you
Really?
talking about?
I can at least spell it. You can't
Anyway,
say
it's
it.
Sudure.
Sudure's children.
Sudure children, not Sudure's children. Like this isn't a person's
this is
children.
just Sudure children.
Like it's
these are
a
those
type
types
of children. That's,
that's cute.
I don't.
Okay.
Like, see,
Shut up.
This
Don't
is why
make it bad. Like,
I'm
don't
not.
make me feel worse.
Okay, well I'll just let you talk and let it work. Like if you could just let me keep going.
God.
See, this is the other thing. Like she
I'm
makes it
trying to
worse
get
on
it right.
herself, and then it's like.
Oh my God.
But anyway, this is pure, unadulterated
Hilarious.
laughter.
Yeah, it is.
So what this is, it's a set of vignettes.
Nicely said, darling.
Vignettes.
Vignettes.
Vignettes. And in each episode, it's about these different couples, these high school couples, or high school, maybe middle school for them. I can't.
I feel like it starts in middle school and goes up through high school, or like the beginning high school age is younger. It may not be 9th grade. It may be like 8th.
But anyway,
something like that.
But the point being, it's about these different relationships set up. So you have all the different tropes of anime in this, in this anime. You have all the different tropes all together or whatever. So
I know you have one that you're probably gonna bring up specifically.
No, I'm not gonna bring it up.
I want to bring it. Okay.
No. I was just gonna kind of give
like the brother sister. Like that
we
that's
can't
the one
do
that
that
I
one.
was gonna bring up.
So
because it's hilarious.
but it's great in the sense that it really is well written.
Oh yeah.
It's well timed.
Yes.
It's not like whatever serious parts that are going on, they don't sit there long enough to make you. Again, it's not going to be something that makes you feel super duper mushy. But it's kind of like watching Valentine's Day or
it's very much like that.
Or
very much
He's
like
just not that into you, or any of those things like that. But like in anime form, and it's really fun. And I guess we can give a breakdown of one of the vignettes that is adorable. So I'll give the general premise, and then I'll let you go on explaining the episode. The general premise of this couple is there's this guy there's this girl. She's teasing him. She wants to be with him, but she likes teasing him. That's just kind of her thing or whatever. Yeah. And so he's the straight man to her jokes. Like he doesn't know how to like bend. He's very rigid in how he acts, but you know, they're like attached, and he needs to ask her, and she's kind of trying to push him to be more aggressive and stuff like that.
About
but
how he feels about her.
But it's just a weird kind of thing, or not weird, but it's just funny. But go ahead with the.
So he has a little sister in middle school, I think, and of course she loves him.
Okay,
you have that classic trope of the brother sister.
That's a weird thing. That's always weird to me.
Anime.
Like I don't understand the need for
that attachment. It may be because
incest.
It may
near
be
incest. Let's just like
Yes.
it's the weird. Well, actually, and I only say near incest because there's a lot of them where it's not even near. It's just
straight up
there.
brother sister
And so
love. It's
you know,
really nasty.
I don't know if Japan is like Arkansas's cousin or something like
But
that. I
I mean,
don't
we
know.
stop at cousins, at first cousins, guys.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's
I
right.
didn't even. I'm not going to first cousin.
Legal.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Things you find out. Well, I knew that, but like things you don't want to be
And
reminded
this is why
of.
we have problems.
They're also the reason you don't want to be, reminded that Sarah Huckabee is like whatever her name is
Let's
from her.
moving on.
But anyway, you were saying, go ahead, finish the
So
video.
yes, so it has that classic trope of the brother sister thing where the little sister's like super attached to her brother. She loves him. She's crazy about him. She don't want no other girls around him. So there's this one vignette that I really really like. The brother goes to take a bath. And the other girl, young lady, is no, the other girl, the girl that likes him, is texting him, and she's trying to communicate with him. The little sister comes in the room, finds the phone, and she's like, "Oh no, this girl is not. No, I'm not. I'm shutting this down right now." So essentially, it starts this back and forth where the little girl is like, "You know what? I don't want anything else to do with you. We're done." And she's like, wait, so last night didn't mean anything to you? Because she immediately, the young lady knows it's the little sister. She knows this immediately because the boy doesn't talk like this. So she's like, okay, I'm just going to mess with her. So she says, well, what about last night? It didn't mean anything to you? She was like, no, maybe they went on a date or something, for the first time. Maybe they hugged or something like that. She has no idea what's going on.
She's like extra, like she's
super young.
Junior high,
She's a kid.
maybe elementary. No, she's elementary. So she's like late elementary or early elementary. So like the whole time she has no idea. So she's not like none of this. Like, so she's being messed with, but doesn't know it, and therefore that makes the conversation, the text conversation, even more hilarious because she still thinks that she's getting over on the girl.
Young lady, and so she's like, no, I don't care nothing about last night. Blase, please. So the girl is like, but that was my first time. And so the little sister's like, first time? What did they do? Did they kiss? Did they hug?
This
What
is their first time going on a date.
I mean, I was just like, I don't care if it was your first time. You probably do this with a lot of people. Or something like that she says to her.
Like, or she just basically said it doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't
so
mean
then
anything.
she was like,
long story short.
Yeah, go ahead. Go get
Long
to the
story
punchline.
short, the girl eventually tells the young lady, she's like, well, what do you want me to do about this baby? And the little girl is like, what? Baby? Oh, that's what she was talking about the whole time. By the time this happens, she's so in such shock. The young boy comes back in from the bathroom, like, "What are you doing in my room?" She's walking out of the bedroom.
She stoically puts the phone down. She walks out of the bedroom calmly, like because
he
like
has no idea what's happening.
That's the other thing that this anime does very well is when they need a straight faced. Just let the joke sit so you can laugh at it for a little while longer. They are amazing at it. And so she leaves.
She yells.
And then she said, Mom!
I feel like she was like, he got somebody pregnant or so. Like she said something to that
something to that extent.
That's just like, and he's like, what are you talking about?
He's like, wait, what?
I don't know what's
because
going
he's
on.
just getting back to his phone. And so anyway, it's like, it's hilarious. It's funny. It's great. It's easy to watch. It's only like, I think, let me check for you guys. It's only
13 episodes, 12 episodes?
12 episodes, which is the saddest part. Like, I don't know if they're coming back with a season
2.
Oh, there's supposed to be a season 2.
There's supposed to be a season 2, which we're really looking forward to.
And as I've told you guys before, to cure any sort of anime withdrawals, I've also said the best thing to do before starting any anime is check and see if it has a manga. That will inform you to a couple things. That will inform you as to whether or not there will be other seasons or if there's material to draw other seasons from. It'll let you know how popular it is, therefore also telling you whether or not these seasons will happen. You can also figure out whether or not this is a adaptation of a manga or if it comes from a short novel, because they are very much so quicker to turn their short novels into animes, much like Re:Zero, which is something that we're gonna talk a little bit about it now, I guess, because I kind of want to get into that, but that's one that I think ones. That those were the lighter ones, and this can be one that's on the other side of the spectrum. It's kind of mushy too, So you do get mushy, but it's so.
I wouldn't call it mushy. I'd say sentimental. Like
sentimental. Yeah.
It's not mushy in the same way. Like if you think about
heroic,
the first
there's
two,
more heroic parts of it that I think are really
it excuse me, it's very moving emotionally, but it's not like, oh, that was so cute. It's more like, oh my god, what is happening? Like it's more like that. Like
no, there are things that are cute. They do know how to give you reprieve. But
it makes you nervous.
You instantly get nervous because you don't know how long the reprieve is gonna last. Mm-hmm. But to kind of like explain it, so there's this kid, Subaru Natsuki. He is leaving his house one day to go to the convenience store, which later on now makes a lot of deep, crazy sense in how like you just think he's just a regular kid going to
a convenience store. When we start, he's in the convenience store. He's getting
he's getting his stuff,
noodles,
but getting his noodles, but knowing more about his past, at least from the novel. Now, this is one where we watched all the anime and were like, well, I know that there's more, or like, well, I got impatient and was like, I'm not gonna wait.
I was mad, honestly. At the end of the anime, I was like, no, this cannot be
because there were too many questions. There were too many questions.
This cannot be the way it ended.
And so, I started later on after I finished reading the light novel, or you started first. I found it, but you started reading first.
Oh yeah, no, I started immediately. As soon as I found out, like as soon as he sent me the link, I was like, yeah, no, it's serious.
But this was the first time I'm like, oh man, there's no anime. Like I had gone looking because I was like, well, I need more. Mm-hmm. And it was the first time I came across like, oh man, there's not going to be any more because we don't get too many other localizations of the light novels. We get a lot of them, but we don't get a lot of them. So this is one of the good ones. But anyway, just to get back to the story. So he goes down to this convenience store, and then next thing you know, he wakes up in a Lord of the Rings-esque world. And
he literally steps outside the door, and while it looks like he's about to step into the street to go home, it just I feel like a car passes, and the next thing you know, he's literally in the world.
And he's in like a bit of their like a fresh their fresh market or whatever.
Yeah.
And so he ends up meeting this girl who is looking for a stolen emblem or a stolen we're gonna call it an emblem for right now because I can't
insignia.
Insignia, that's what it was. Same thing, like a crest or kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And so he's instantly like, because he's not shocked that he's
a gamer
in a place. He's a gamer.
He's evidently a gamer.
He is a supreme gamer and anime watcher. To where it's like
and book reader and comic book or manga book reader.
He is he is like the geek of all geeks. Yeah. But like he's way deeper than that. Mm-hmm. And so he instantly doesn't like panic. He's like, well, this must be the kind of thing where he's kind of like a Deadpool in a sense. Yeah. Because he in the way that he gets it, the way that you would sit and be like, well,
I mean,
I've watched
have a moment of freak out.
Yeah, I've had so many movies or watched so many movies about this. Like, I'm sure that in this situation, you do so and so. That's the kind of person he is. So it's really light. He goes and he's following her and he's trying to help her out. And you're sitting there, you're watching, you're feeling like, oh, this is going to be one where he becomes a knight and helps her out. And
he tells you that in the beginning. He's like, oh, well, this must be when I meet the pretty girl. I must have some latent powers that are gonna pop up at the right time. This is that. Yeah. Like he narrates these things for you, so he gives you what to expect. Like, oh, okay. And for a long time in the first episode, that's how it seems.
That's how it seems. And you're like, oh, this is comforting. You're very comforted by this first episode.
Very caught off guard.
So then what happens is he finds the girl who's stolen the insignia, the emblem, or whatever you want to call it. And they're about to, make a small transaction of getting it back, and everything's kind of about to be wrapped up.
Supposed to be simple.
And the next thing you see is blood everywhere. And I don't mean just like, like blood everywhere and people are dying. And you're like, whoa.
They're not dying. What? They are dead. They are dead.
Well, he is dying, I should say. They're dead. He's dying. Is dying. And as he falls and dies, here's where the panic comes in. Because if you've seen the Happy Birthday movie, whatever
Death Day, Happy Death Day.
Happy Death Day.
I think that's what they called it.
Happy Death Day. If you've seen that, that's the general premise. So he wakes up again
in the same town square.
Town square, like he is looking around like, whoa, what just happened? And that's the general premise of ReZero. Like, I don't want to give you guys too much because then, like, to give you more of a premise, he kind of figures out that he essentially can't die.
Oh, he can die.
Well, he can die,
And
but
he feels it when he dies.
he comes back. He comes back when he dies.
That's
and
more accurate.
It's kind of like coming back to a save point or something like that in the game, or restarting time, or whatever the case may be, which is why they call it ReZero, you know.
Life in Another World.
Life in Another World. And it's fantastic. Like, you get so much depth of character. You start to become Law and Order because you're trying to figure out the same things that he's trying to figure out and trying to solve all of these mysteries in this world that he's been displaced in, that he doesn't really understand, all while connecting with him on a certain level. Like, if you're a person who has been reclusive, if you're a person who has wanted to be more than what you are,
be the hero in your story. If you ever wanted to be your own hero at some point, or someone else's.
It kind of leads in that direction. It helps people who, like, because I identify with him in a lot of different ways from my childhood and upbringing and anxieties and all this stuff. And it gives me this thing to be like, you know, you kind of have to keep trying.
And it's to that point, it's ridiculous. Like, it's almost annoying, and it's so heartbreaking because he does. There are so many times where I personally was like, my dude, just stop, just go and stop, just pack your stuff up, hit the road, go see what else is popping a couple towns over, and call it a day. But he constantly is put in these positions where it's like, no, I have to keep going, even though the situations are mounting and they seem so impossible. Like, they are so impossible.
But it's the perfect articulation or representation, I should say, of not wanting to just fade away.
Right.
And that's the biggest thing that I think people that deal with depression and all sorts of stuff deal with is, like, you sometimes want to fade away, but in your head, or at least me personally, I guess I can speak for me.
I agree.
You just don't, like, there's something that always pulls. There's a narcissistic aspect of it to where you, like, no, I've been given, like, if you were given something or given this power, you would want to do a lot of things that he does. But it's really good. It's beautifully placed and everything else. Beautifully written. And what I'm going to make sure that I do is I'm going to leave the link for where you can read the light novel. The anime itself is on Crunchyroll. And like I said, season 2, I believe, is supposed to be coming out, but that's just like, it's in the rumor phase right now. And you never kind of know how that stuff goes. But that's one of the deeper, darker, much darker aspects of things that, like, you get some bright moments, you learn some things, but overall you end up just pretty much happy with it. So another one that we just recently finished that we can kind of give you a full review of, that I don't feel like it'll be any spoilers or actually spoiler alerts for this specific one, but it's called Katana Maidens. And the reason I want to talk about this one is because Japan is a little bit more progressive in terms of having, like, female dominant characters. It's hard to find these, but they have more categories of things that you can go to, and it's not like,
and it's not just fan servicing.
Yeah, it's not just fan service, or it's not just like soft spoken, weak hearted. Like, no, this is
even
genuine.
With their fan servicing. One of my favorite ones was Icarus, and I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, and that's straight fan servicing. But that, even they're kick ass. Yeah, you know, like they pull no punches.
And next time you come on, or we do a little vignette or episode together, as I keep saying vignette for whatever reason, we'll
you said so beautifully, darling.
We'll discuss that one in a couple. We'll discuss our favorites next time. But I just kind of wanted to we'll finish with this one and then kind of like switch maybe to like gaming. Yeah. And do like a little bit more gaming talk. Because I think we kind of talked about your gaming habits, but didn't really talk about like our gaming habits together. But anyway. So what it's about is these female exorcists, essentially.
Yeah.
They're female exorcists.
That's a good way to describe it.
Well, that would be the lamest term, at least the genre of it.
Yeah.
So they're in this world where only women are raised to be these very strong exorcists. They go to school. They use these swords called okatanas. The okatanas will resonate with a certain person, and you have like kind of like this spiritual connection to the netherworld. It's kind of like a tether between the two, and they're able to use these swords to kind of cut that tether, so to speak. And it starts by there's a contest that they're going to, like it's just like a championship, a katana championship, something like it looks a little bit like fencing in terms of how they're doing it, but they're like literally like there's superhuman strength aspects and things that they have.
I think it's almost like they project their spiritual energy outside of themselves.
Yeah.
To connect with that okatana, and then I think the competition was to see who would join the core. Like who would elevate to like the next?
Yeah, I can't
like
remember. There's something different. Like I don't know. It might have just been a test.
They were trying to get somewhere.
So anyway, the bigger part of it, and I guess this is the part that we can kind of start with, or we should have started with. They fight these demon type things that kind of like they look like that are from the netherworld. They look like insects. They kind of like are like insects with like lava bodies essentially. Like there's no lava, like hellfire or something like that. Whatever. It's that's a really loose part that they don't that they actually don't really explain.
Or where these things have come from. It's
because they're all insects,
like freezing
though.
Vibrations in a sense. Like I feel like because it does, like I feel like the aliens in that weren't really explained like where they came from. They just popped up. And we started fighting them, and that's really what happened.
But it's they're all insects though. I did notice that. Like there was a centipede, and then when the other girl came, there were like butterflies. There were more butterflies.
No, I mean the very beginning.
There wasn't the ant one.
Wasp, something.
But it was really cool. But the whole premise of it is the main person that is over the capturing of these demons and stuff. Because when you kill them, you capture their the little blood or whatever they have, their essence and everything. The person who's in charge has been taken over by the strongest of these demons, and no one knows it.
Right, except this one little girl.
Except two little girls. The two
little
girls.
I mean, to start with, this one little girl
who knows because her mother was used to be friends with this person. You later find out that the actual protagonist of the story is also her mother was also friends with this person as well.
It's beautiful how they connect everything.
And then it just goes from there.
Yeah.
Like it's off to the races after the first episode. Like the first episode doesn't give you like a build into, because it's only 12, technically 13 episodes.
Right.
You could watch the 13th episode, which is a 12.5 episode, if you just wanted to watch that to get the entire series, to see if you want to, get more in this episode or more in that episode.
They're supposed to be coming out with season 2, I think, this month.
Yeah, season 2 supposedly starts this month. With some more stories, because
exciting.
they don't really you don't get satisfied. I'm just gonna put that out there. It's a great watch. It is great to.
But you are left with questions.
But you're left with questions because it does move rather quickly. But it moves quickly in a way that that's still fun. That's still fun and exciting, and you still enjoy the characters. You don't get as much time with them as you would like.
I'm not certain if you really need it for the purposes of this particular story and where they are in the story.
No.
I mean, the way that they set it up, it seems like you're going to grow with them more, and you'll get more of that as you move forward. But one thing that we mentioned before we started the podcast was that something at least that I feel like I've been noticing recently with what we've been watching. People, they don't take a lot of time to explain a lot of things.
No.
Like, you are expected to catch up based on context clues and don't ask a lot of questions. Just wait for the answers to come. And it's not in a frustrating way.
But it's the Netflix era kind of thing, because
a
lot of these things they don't know because of the streaming services is what I mean. So in Crunchyroll, you got to take it to where they have substantial numbers on who's watching what when.
Yeah.
So if you're not coming in droves like with My Hero Academia, Dragon Ball Super, and Boruto,
big things like that,
One Piece, so on and so forth, then you kind of are like, well, should we do a season 2? Also, like I said, the life of a manga artist or a mangaka, as they're called there, is ridiculous compared to
an anime,
a comic book person here.
Oh, well, that's true.
Because
they go forever.
They are weekly. majority of the time. You may get bi-monthly or monthly releases, but those are the monthly releases are with people who they feel are renowned and have created a little bit of something for themselves.
You have
for
to have
themselves.
that following, I guess, like that is gonna come back and spend that
so
money.
With some of these, they're instantly trying to they're making basically a condensed version of this content to try to give you as much as they can.
Mm-hmm.
They were maybe only given those 13 episodes. Maybe these episodes
So
are being
you gotta make
animated every week.
Sense.
And so it's a little bit it's the same, but it's different in terms of how much content that they're able to give recently. Because it used to be the only things that were coming over here were things that were complete or things that were short but still finished in a way that wasn't this. Now it's like, well, we have these great stories. We at least want to animate this. We at least want to show people this, so on and so forth. But yeah, that's a little bit of anime for you guys. So make sure you check out. Good God, what are we? Sunder's children.
Sundere children.
Love is a Cocktail.
Love is a Cocktail.
ReZero, Life in
Katana
Another
Maidens.
World, and Katana Maidens.
Yes.
That'll be our recommendations for you guys to check out this week.
Definitely.
In our anime way. So we'll end on gaming, and kind of what I want to do is I want to talk about Far Cry 5, at least what we know about, or what I know about.
He knows more than I do, because I haven't really been looking at it.
But we really want to play it.
So I'm trying to stay away from all the.
But I can give you a little bit of background stuff on it, just to kind of get, because you played Far Cry 3, a little bit of 4.
I played a little bit of 4.
Okay.
And I haven't finished it, but I love, oh my goodness, I love the way everything looks on it. I love the gameplay style. I mean, to say that this is probably because I'm such a noob, but I feel like it's a first-person GTA. In a sense that you can roll up on anything and start driving.
Well,
you
technically,
don't know
you're doing
when
that
a tiger
because
is about to pop out on you and start chomping on your butt. You don't know. Right. Like, you really can walk into anywhere and just literally. But it's a better
constitution of why you're doing it versus a GTA. Because in this one, the person that you're stealing a car from is probably gonna try to kill you anyway.
Oh no, they gonna they gonna shoot you back.
They're the rebels. Oh my and stuff God! Like so.
Visually, it's so beautiful.
With Far Cry 5, this is set in, I think, like Wisconsin or something like that.
Somewhere where there's lots
country
of cornfields and
like
meadows.
A fake Nebraska of some sort. But the premise is there's this religious cult who has taken over,
because who doesn't love
this
those?
Entire town, and they are for real. Like, they are crazy. Hardcore cultists. Like The Following. Like, if you watch The Following with Kevin Bacon.
I have not watched it on purpose.
They are that serious.
Because I don't want that in my life.
Me and my sister used to watch it, and it was just like, whoo, this is too much.
Yeah, no.
I
knew that from the previews. I was like, you know what? I don't want that.
It's good, though. It's just,
I know it's good.
Like,
I don't want that.
But anyway, so it's basically set with your character is a new rookie deputy cop, country cop.
Of course.
Like, they don't give you too much. Like, your character doesn't really have a name. They just call you Rook.
Oh.
Which it further
How
allows
appropriate.
It allows you to immerse yourself in the world of being able to do that. And that's another conversation in having those first person things. But anyway, so that's the general premise of it. You have these 4 regions, or 3 regions that are run by his children, so to speak.
Oh.
And you have to clear these regions. You clear outposts. It's a Ubisoft game, so think like Assassin's Creed.
Right.
Think Assassin's Creed 2 specifically, when you had SEO and you were like, you were putting money in like when you would build up an area, like people would start coming back and living and building up the mansion. So that's kind of the general premise. So you go to these different areas, you clear them out, and then that allows you to take that person out. And then ultimately, once you take care of those 3, then you'll be able to get the cultists up out of there. You can play this game any way that you want to. There's no set path other than the fact that you have to clear those areas out, but you can do them in whatever order you want to. But it's really cool. We're really excited to play it because the thing that we enjoy, or things that we normally play together, are kind of like, we'll play first person, or now we play first person shooters. Because I'm not really a big first person shooter guy. I'm an adventure game guy. you know, like I like Uncharted and Persona 5 is a love of mine.
That was
currently.
beautiful. That was a beautiful game. I just watched him play it. I didn't get to play it, but it looked beautiful. It looked absolutely fabulous.
But yeah, with Far Cry 5, the reason we want to play it is because there's very few times where you get to play these games where you get to kind of do things how you want to do them. And you can do them how you want to do them in a beautiful way that allows you to just, like, when a game pulls you in, like Game of Thrones or so on and so forth, and you want to get to these characters because of what they've done to the people in this place and so on and so forth, it just becomes like a whole another level of experience. So we really want to play it. Like, so what are some of your expectations for what you think? Because I've watched a lot of the walkthrough. So what is your expectation on what you think?
Well, I mean, based on how you described it now, I'm hoping it'll pull me in. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind that I can liken unto something like that that's pulled me in that way is the initial Mass Effect. Like, that story and learning those characters and kind of being engrossed in this life, in this persona of people. That's kind of what I'm looking for. I love that about games in general is feeling a part of it and being like just immersed in this environment, this really rich and very well created world.
Right.
So, I mean, to the point that there's nothing lacking, I mean, aside from the fact that, like I said, it just looks so gorgeous. It looks so beautiful. It looks so real. That's what I'm looking forward to. And I'm looking forward to, like, just as you were saying, like that aspect of being able to do whatever, whenever. If I just want to like walk through the world and just see what happens in whatever direction, I want to see, is there going to be an elephant that pops up? I mean, obviously not an elephant, but like
no elephants in this one.
But seriously, that was beautiful about Far Cry 4 is like just.
And if you're going to get into it with like a badger or something.
Yeah, right. Just out of nowhere. Do I have to worry about, something trying to bite me in the face? I want that element of surprise so that I feel like I'm actually in the space in real time, right, so to speak.
But yeah, that's something that we're looking forward to in terms of that. And we're going to actually probably try and get those for both systems. Let me scoot up because I think I'm too far away from the mic and because I'm comfortable in being home. But that was fun. I there's more that I want to do, but I don't want to like keep droning on for another hour, which since we're married and at home. So that's the thing about recording this at home together is we're home.
So it seems like
and it's us. And so like I don't have to be at work tomorrow. She does.
Thanks for reminding me.
I had to.
Wow.
But the point being that, you get too comfortable. But anyway, so I hope that you enjoyed this episode of the No Rhyme or Reason podcast with us just kind of shooting the honey molasses bullshit between each other. And just, being here together as a couple. I'm going to try to do more of these randomly with her.
Yay!
And who knows, we may even end up having our own at some point or another. Who knows? Because there's a lot more that I kind of want to share with you. I kind of want to get back into sharing more animes and mangas and stuff for you to read. She's not a manga reader, other than the fact that she's reading the end of Fairy Tail because they haven't put it out yet.
Oh my gosh! But anyway, I'm reading Fairy Tail and Girls of the Wilds. I'm still reading that and Soul Eater. Well, don't be a jerk.
Okay, all things. Well, two of those are things that one of those is something I will take credit for.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway. But we'll see you guys next week. See you week after week after week, never missing a beat. This has been good God, I'm forgetting everything because I'm doing this for her.
Jeez.
This is a terrible
Don't blame this on me.
Knowledge is for understanding and not to prove others wrong. This has been the No Rhyme or Reason podcast with your boy Icarus Gray and my lovely wife,
Prima Diva.
See, this is what I'm saying. Now you finally stick on the nickname, which is what I was trying to get you to do in the first place. But anyway, see you again week after week after week, never missing a beat, a one and a two and a peace. No Rhyme or Reason is an On the Map music group production.